For a cocktail that's going to lift your spirits, you need to try a Gloom lifter. Let me show you how to make it. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Matt, I'm the Whiskey Nerd, and like I said, this week I'm going to be lifting your spirits with a Gloom lifter cocktail. Now, this is actually a riff, a kind of a modern version on a classic Gloom lifter. So the classic Gloom lifter comes from 1948, David A. Embry's book, The Fine Art of Mixing Drinks, and it has become a little bit more complicated over the years. So the original recipe was kind of straight to the point, Irish whiskey, sugar syrup. It was kind of like a sour cocktail, but the modern day version, which I got from Difford's, I think is a bit more fun. It definitely has a better presentation, and it does kind of have a different profile than those classic kind of sours. And these days, if you want an interesting cocktail, you do sometimes have to riff it up a little bit and change it up. So as you can see, there's a lot of ingredients here because we're using a little bit of everything. We're going to be using this whiskey here, which is the Paddy's Share Irish whiskey. This is a very nice solid whiskey, especially for cocktails. If you didn't see my review of that, there'll be a link up there, there'll be a link down below, you can check it out. But suffice it to say, it's a solid whiskey. It's nice, it's sweet, it's not overpowering, but also has this nice kind of nutty and oaky character that I think goes well with the other ingredient, which is cognac. Now, cognac is an interesting little spirit. If you gave someone who wasn't familiar with whiskey a bit of cognac and you told them, well, this is a whiskey, they might believe you because it does have that kind of oaky characteristic to it and does have a kind of a sweetness to it. But once you're familiar with it, you will definitely realize that it's a bit different because it has this heavy duty sweetness, a kind of a syrupy feel and some nuttiness to it, and that's why I think it will go really well with the Paddy's Share. We also use a little bit of lemon juice, some egg white, and instead of just using sugar syrup, we use a mixture of sugar syrup and grenadine, which is going to give us a nice kind of red color to the cocktail while still keeping it nice and sweet and nice and balanced. So that's enough talking about the cocktail. It's time we make it. It is a shake and drink, so we're going to get our shaker tin and we're going to pop a nice rock of ice into there before we measure out the rest of our ingredients. We're going to start off with our sugar syrups because they're quite thick sugar syrups and we want to get them all into the cocktail because we're only using a small amount of each of them. We're going to go in with our plain sugar syrup. This is just 2 parts sugar, 1 part water, and we're going to go in with 7.5 ml of our simple sugar syrup. And then we're going to go in with our grenadine, again just a simple grenadine syrup, and we're going to go in with 7.5 ml of our grenadine, which is going to give us about 15 ml all told of our kind of sugary ingredients. Next up, it's 15 ml of egg white, and I've already pre-separated out an egg white just like that, so we don't need to measure that, but it's just a simple enough 15 ml of the egg white. Give us a nice bit of foam without overpowering the cocktail. Next up, it's our lemon juice. Simple enough, freshly squeezed lemon juice. Gonna go in with 20 ml of freshly squeezed lemon juice into our cocktail. Just like that, nice and simple. And then we're gonna get our cognac. For the cognac, I've chosen just Hennessy, plain, simple cognac. You should be able to find it anywhere. We're gonna go in with 15 ml of our cognac, just into there, just like that, plain and simple. And then our whiskey, like I said, it's the Paddy's Share Irish whiskey, comes in at 47%, does have a nice bit of presence in the cocktail, and that kind of oaky, nutty character really does mix well with the cognac. So we're going to go in with 45 ml of our Paddy's Share whiskey. That's going to give us 60 ml or 2 ounces total of our alcohol into the cocktail. Then we're just going to put the top on our shaker tin, bang it down and shake it away for about 20, maybe 25 seconds to get a nice head of foam. Okay, I think that is nicely chilled now. So we're going to take the top off our cocktail shaker and we're going to go ready to strain it out. We're going to be straining it out into a nice chilled coupe glass to give us a nice solid presentation. So just going to pop our strainer up top, pour it out just like that, and like I said, you do get this really nice rich kind of red just color to it, and I think it looks really, really nice. So we're just going to let that settle for a minute and then serve it. And real quick, if you're new here, while this settles, scroll down, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. I put out whiskey reviews on Wednesdays. I put out cocktail recipes featuring whiskey like this every Friday, so make sure you scroll down, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and while you're there, let me know what kind of cocktail you'd like to see me make in future. But for now, let's give this a moment to settle. Okay, I think that is about as settled as it's gonna get, and to serve it up, we're just gonna get a little piece of dried lemon, pop that in there, just like that, and that right there is how I make a Gloom lifter. Now let's taste this cocktail. Cheers. That is nice. It's rich and sweet and sugary, but you do get that nice base of spirit coming through the cocktail. I mean, the cognac, it does have this nice distinctive character once you get to know it, and that's present in the foam. As you bring it up, you get the smell of the cognac coming through the foam. As you taste it, you get the cognac, and it has this nice backbone of the whiskey coming through. Even though we only used 15 ml, if you give egg white a really good hard shake with a large rock of ice, you can whip up some really good foam and just makes the cocktail look really nice. But again, the taste is what matters, because once it hits your tongue, like the lemon juice is there, the sugar syrup is there, the little bit of grenadine adds that kind of pomegranate, a little bit of like zing to it, just rounds out and makes it really nice. There are no bitters in this cocktail, but because we're using oak aged spirits, because we got the little bit of grenadine, the lemon juice, it just rounds out. I don't really think you do need any bitters in here to keep it going, because it's just a very nice little cocktail. But do you have a version of the Gloom lifter that you like? Let me know down in the comments below, but for now, I'm going to keep on enjoying this, and I'll see you next time. Sláinte.